Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the worst fucking podcast you've ever heard. Both Mics.
All right. Welcome to Both Mics.
Hey guys, Both Mics is a show about nothing and everything. That is Mike Sofka.
And that is Mike Taylor. And together we are Both Mics.
Welcome to show number 64. Both Mics, heard everywhere. Podcasts we heard, like iHeartRadio, twitch.tv/Both Mics. Go ahead and find us on there. Subscribe to us. It would be highly appreciated. How you doing, Mr. Sofka?
Good. How are you, sir?
Good.
Anything exciting happening with the family?
The boys are getting their hair cut.
Okay.
First time since April.
Okay.
Would you believe it? Looks like you had your
now, do you go to a barber, or you know somebody, or?
No, they go to a kids cuts type place where they sit inside a cool little truck or car and they kind of hang out. Yeah, and they get their hair cut, and I'm sure it costs twice as much as it should. Nicky got his haircut in April, his first haircut after about, I guess, a year and a half old. And they did the certificate and the little baggies of hair for Nana and Mama and aunts and uncles and all that fun stuff. So it's actually kind of cool. It's a little far, I think 25 minutes.
So I thought of this a while ago, and this is going to sound funny and way out there, far-fetched. But I mean, to me, have you thought of maybe those hair samples can be used for future DNA stuff? I've often wondered that, at a barber shop, and maybe they're collecting DNA from people this way, and this is the way they're going to create something. It could be a science fiction thing, a horror thing, right?
There's a lab in the back room. It would make a good movie, I guess. Yeah. Well, that's why I never did those 23andMe things. Those ancestry tests. Yeah. Last thing I need is my DNA showing up, and you're like, well, hey, back in 1982, there was this incident over here in blah 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 blah. Yeah.
I know. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know about it.
And your DNA showed up on the scene. Blah blah blah. Where were you on the night of?
Yeah.
That's my luck.
Well, they caught somebody in a crime that they were perplexed. I forget the details at this moment, but it was like one of these 20-year-old cold cases. And the guy didn't give up his DNA. A member of his family did. And it was close enough.
I've seen it where it was like a daughter that did it, and then one a second cousin did it. And it caught up, and they just traced around, and they're like, oh, hey, look, this guy was a suspect back in 1977.
Yeah, so, I'm already confident a member of my family has already done such, but I would be very disappointed by anybody in my family that does that, because that's crossing the line to me, I guess. I don't know.
Well, people think it's fun, hey, to learn about your ancestry and stuff. I'm 33% Asian? How can that be? I'm American Indian and Asian? How can that be?
Well, I am 50% African American, only from the waist down. Hey, I wanted to get started here on this fight that broke out at Universal Studios. Of all places. Can you imagine this? Halloween Horror Nights.
I'd say, was it during their nighttime event, Halloween Horror Nights?
Yeah, and
imagine that.
I don't normally see things like this reported. Now, I don't know if it's hush-hush or this was just a melee that was too big to ignore.
I think where you got the story from was basically a blogger, right? It was Inside the Magic.
InsideTheMagic.net, yeah.
Yeah. The guy basically is a blogger and does YouTube videos, and I guess it turned into an internet. So you're probably reading a blog post that the average Joe just wrote, and you picked it up.
Well, this might be cool. Maybe we need to get together with this person. No, this is at the bottom here. It says Toronto-based Disney lover, Alessa Dufresnes. I don't know if that's that person or not.
More than likely, she's the blogger.
Yes.
And she picks up on stories and has friends and whatnot. But yeah, imagine that. You have a hard ticket event that opens up at 6 o'clock at night after the bar closes. It's dark. It's scary. And you have a bar or drink or beer tub on every line there is for every haunted house. And
yeah, like $10 beers too.
Yeah, and typically I think there's between 6 and 8 scare houses. So I don't know, because of the COVID thing, if they reduced that, or if they've accelerated. But yeah, everywhere it's like Disney Magic Kingdom trash cans. You can actually stand at a trash can and see another trash can. So anywhere you stand in the park, you can see a trash can.
And they don't look like trash cans. They're painted to blend in with the scenery.
Yeah.
I mean, so you can see them. They're not camouflage. But
we actually bought one. We bought one from the surplus store that Disney has, and we used to keep all our pool equipment in it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you could buy it.
You too can own a dirty old Disney trash can.
Well, this one was actually pretty clean. Okay. And it was a bigger one. Your balls. Yeah. It was a bigger one. And it was actually a towel return, and we just kept all our pool equipment in there. The buckets and the sprayers and the hoses and all that crap. We just threw it in there. But so at Halloween Horror Nights, it's the same thing. You could stand at a bar and you could see another bar. So let's juice up some people, some young millennials and some young
who are already on who knows what when they get there.
Exactly. And, get them all drunk and just, and I don't know if you've been to City Walk lately.
It's been a while.
Yeah. There's a big Pine Hills influence.
Really?
Because they come right down Kirkman Road and they can hang out for free. So that's how City Walk is.
So how do I feel if I'm a tourist from North Dakota and I've never been to these places and I show up at City Walk? I mean, should they rename the place Urban Walk?
Yeah. Well, let's put it this way. We were there back in 4th of July weekend. We went and we actually stayed at one of the the Universal brand new hotels over there where Wet and Wild used to be. Really nice hotels, inexpensive. I think it was like around $100 soup to nuts for the night, and we stayed 2 nights. But we're big fans of Hard Rock. So we went over to Hard Rock Cafe for dinner, and that was interesting. It was interesting. Like I said, a big Pine Hills influence there in City Walk.
Well, for people who don't know, Pine Hills is affectionately sometimes dubbed Crime Hills.
Yes,
in these
for a
parts.
reason.
So we're being very polite and walking on the thin ice. So let's get off this thin ice then.
Basically the point is you juice people up, you get them drunk. And, did they say what started the melee?
Come on, you know me. I didn't read the article. Come on.
Yeah, so just be careful. They don't have these problems at the Mickey Not So Scary Christmas event there at the Magic Kingdom.
Well, they say, I'll go on to scan through this.
And they have candy.
This is the 30th year for the event after not having it last year due to the pandemic. There are 10 haunted houses, 5 scare zones, and a ton of booths that offer delicious yada, 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 yada. The fight happened in the queue for one of the houses and seemed to involve a large group of people. Then there's a scene, there's barricades getting tossed. There's the fight started because this was on a tweet. I was there last night. Tawny Calhoun states on Twitter. I was there last night. The fight started because 2 guys were trying to physically restrain the line while through bought beer. Tensions were high after security let them rejoin the line, and they cut back to their original place, and that's when really who's going to this crap now?
Yeah, now it's been a while.
I mean, the last time I went, I got to do like 2 haunted houses and watch the Bill and Ted thing or whatever it's called, and that was the night, and I was like, Christ, I stood in line all night. So we would go another night, and they would have select attractions open, and we would ride those attractions because no one was in line for those, and we could hit them,
Yep. Yeah, last time I went was 2003 when I actually worked for Hard Rock Cafe.
When it was free?
When I worked at Hard Rock Cafe, it was free, yes.
There you go.
So if it's free, it's for me.
Yeah, now my computer's all locking up on me. This is wonderful.
Yeah, well, we could talk about Halloween Horror Nights for the next 50 minutes.
Well, I did want to talk about Poseidon's Fury and something else that was at the Universal. That wait, Poseidon's Fury, is that that's Disney, right?
No, I'm pretty sure that's Islands of Adventure, right? Yeah. Kind of over by where Dueling Dragons used to be and all that Hogsworth crap is.
Yeah. Anyway, they've redone that whole thing. Whoa! There's my Twitch. How are you doing? Did you see that?
Yeah, not on Twitch.
Okay, perfect. All right. Because I'm having to reopen something here on the screen here, and I'm glad I can still see you. Let me do this real quick here. Because one of my computers just went down. So hang on a second here.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I think the point was Poseidon's Adventure and something else has reopened or had been refurbished. I guess they took the time when these things were shut down. Here it is. I was able to pull it up. Shut down nearly after Universal attraction hints reopening after 2 years of closure. And they go on to say it is at the Islands of Adventure. The Lost Continent section of park is lovely to walk through, yada yada. Sinbad stunt show shut down before the pandemic, but the theater and the set still remain and take up ample unused space in the land, yada yada. Anyway, Poseidon's Fury is reopening. That's what all that was about.
I think I've seen it once. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was here in Orlando. Is that the thing where
you ride in it in a boat and it tells a story?
I don't recall. I thought it was an indoor stage show.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So it's real memorable. And I can't remember if it was
chat,
here.
See if somebody's not screaming at us right now.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Nobody's in the freaking chat.
I can't remember if it was here or if it was in Hollywood that I saw it. I don't know.
No, I remember, because doesn't it have that flume type thing at the end of the ride?
That cool looking flume. Is a flume thing?
Well,
really?
No, it's like your car goes down the water slide thing.
I think you're thinking about Pirates of the Caribbean.
Wow, I don't know. On that crap.
Next time I'm pretty sure it was a stage show. I think I remember seeing like times outside, like specific show times. I don't know.
The last time I was on Pirates of the Caribbean, it was still racist and sexist with the guy chasing the chick around the circle. And
they're auctioning off the redhead. We want the redhead. We want the redhead. Oh, with the big boosted up boobs.
Yeah. This is good for Get Off My Lawn. Remember this stuff, all right? Anyway, all right. So I saw another story here that they're saying that remember years ago there was that movie, Steven Tyler's daughter Liv Tyler was in it.
Yeah.
They went up to
Armageddon.
To shoot
with Ben Affleck.
Yeah, shoot an asteroid down or something.
Yeah, I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah, well now they're saying that that's a realistic expectation, and we may see that someday. That they're working on this. This is why NASA will soon be sending up something they're calling a DART mission to try this technique on non-threatening asteroids.
Well, they better hurry up because Bruce Willis isn't getting any younger.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I thought it was a real good movie. I really liked it. Steve Buscemi is the first time I ever saw Steve Buscemi in anything, and then I realized that he was in 100 other movies.
Right.
But my wife never saw it. I introduced it to her, and she was like, "Eh." So I guess it doesn't hold up. You know, it came out 94 maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I've noticed that. If you're ever watching an old movie or something, or on TMC or whatever, you're clicking around, you accidentally come across something that you can
nostalgic.
Just tell it's an older movie, and I'm like,
yeah.
Wait a second.
You know what does that? You know what movie is completely that doesn't hold up for me, but I love the movie because of the nostalgia factor, is Steve Martin's The Jerk.
Oh, yeah.
Great movie, but you watch it now, you're just like, this is kind of lame. You know, it's kind of dumb.
Yeah, when I first saw that movie, The Jerk, I remember from the very opening line, I was nearly pissing myself. Yeah. And, when you start off showing us old country porch on an old rickety house with a tin roof that's all rusted, and he says, I was raised by a poor black family. And I was
well, the first line of the entire movie was, is I was born a poor black child.
Yeah.
So
I haven't laughed like that
since.
since. And then you know what? When I saw that was in the 70s, probably, right?
77.
The next time I laughed that hard from start to finish through a movie was the first Borat movie.
God, I saw that movie for the first time with you.
Yeah, probably.
In your house.
I saw it a bunch of times.
Or you had it on video or something, and I was, God, that's where our sense of humor separates.
Not a fan.
That was a abysmal movie. Horrible movie.
I guess you didn't see the follow up that they have on Amazon.
No.
Yeah, there's 2 follow up things. There's like a follow up and then like a documentary of it. He ends up staying with some very conservative folks and I don't know. The whole thing's just funny, dude. I like the guy. I think he's funny as hell. Yeah, I saw another movie he did recently. It was on, and we're talking about Sacha Baron Cohen, of course. And I saw another movie he did. I think it was called The Spy or something like that. I think it was on Netflix or Amazon. It was like 7 parts. It was like a long movie, but not quite a season of something. And he plays an Israeli spy who goes undercover back in the day, like in the 70s. And really good. He was really good in it. It wasn't like a slapstick type thing or anything like that. It was really good.
Yeah, him and Adam Sandler, they both need to be chased with a stick. I don't get it. Sorry. Get off my lawn. Get off my lawn.
So this asteroid thing is big business. And the reason why they have to do stuff like this is because this is a picture of a meteor. And a meteor landed on someone's pillow in British Columbia while they were asleep.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, I mean, that'll ruin your day. That's how you wake up dead.
Right? Yeah, no, just...
This was according to OregonLive.com. A woman in British Columbia was asleep in her bed when a meteorite crash-landed on her pillow.
Wow.
A woman in Canada was peacefully asleep when a meteorite crashed through her roof, landed on her pillow. She lives in a town called Golden in the province of British Columbia. She was catching some Z's while others in the area were captivated by a meteorite streaming through the night sky. Her attention was soon drawn to the meteorite as well, however, as she suddenly felt a bunch of debris on her face, causing her to wake up. Startled to only find a big hole in her ceiling and a space rock on her pillow.
And I'm sure it was burning.
I'm sure this is a prank. I'm sure it's not even real. I'm sure somebody's punking her.
Yeah. No, well, that's quite elaborate because you have to make a hole in someone's roof. But that's insane.
Well, it says here, experts at Western University in London and Ontario later confirmed that the rock had assuredly come from space.
Wow. Did she get to keep it?
I don't know. Here's a quote from her. I was shaking and scared when it happened. I thought someone had jumped in or it was a gun or something. It was almost a relief when we realized it only fallen out of the sky.
Wow. I guess it's better than blue ice, huh?
Yeah, I was going to say that. That's what I was thinking. Like in the 70s and 80s, that was the thing we would talk about
blue ice.
Falling down. Like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's when I learned you don't eat the yellow snow as well. It's not lemonade flavored.
No. You ever accidentally like drink your own pee?
No, never accidentally or on purpose. I have a story about that, but I got to hear this. How did you almost drink your own pee?
For a while in my life, I lived in different places and rented rooms and things like that. And I would be lazy and not want to go get dressed to go out of my bedroom to go to the bathroom to relieve myself. So if there was like a can laying around, I would just take the aim in the can and take care of that. And then I'm guessing hopefully the next morning and not days down the road, I saw the can. I'm like, oh, I need to quench my thirst, and grabbed the can, and it was not.
What the hell kind of can was this?
It was like it was a 7-Up can, like a 12-ounce 7-Up can.
How did you get it in that hole? How did you? I mean,
you don't stick it in the hole. Your pee stream only needs to go in that hole.
I know, but does it drizzle up to that point and then drizzle down off the side of the cup? How do you hit that small? I have trouble hitting the fucking toilet.
Exactly, but no, you're not going to pee 12 ounces. At least I hope not. So.
But I mean, how do you line that up? Is there a string involved, or what happens?
Just kind of like
you put it right up against it.
Yeah, you put it right against it.
Aren't you afraid of accidentally cutting part of it on that sharp?
No, come on. I'm a grown adult here. Come on.
My God.
All right. Well,
you're a grown adult. That's your comment after that story. You're a grown adult. Is that to sum up that story or not?
Yeah,
you're going to need to do a rewrite.
I'm a grown adult who don't feel like walking across the hall to go to the bathroom. Yeah. Okay, never mind.
All right. Well, this is a picture. If you're watching live on twitch.tv/.
What's your piece story?
No, it's a. We're looking at a picture of radio signals. These aren't actual. These are digitally enhanced. Mind you, of course. Scientists. This is according to Vice.com. Scientists have discovered 1,652 radio signals from mysterious source in space. Vast radio bursts are a huge cosmic mystery, and now scientists have detected an unprecedented number of signals from one source in just 47 days.
Okay.
Yada yada, boring space talk, FRB 121102, first observed, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Tell me there was a green guy on the other end. Tell me it said, hey, Earthlings, we're coming to whip your ass, get ready.
Right?
Don't give me all the science talk. I need to talk to you
about your car warranty.
I'm trying to make sense. Here's a quote. There might be more than one mechanism to generate FRBs. Let me roll up what I missed about an FRB. Those are fast radio bursts. Okay, FRBs. And it says, even though observations of more repeating sources are needed to confirm this is according to somebody named Zhang, so it must be true. Since FRB 121102 is representative, we are losing people quick, and I'm getting off this shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up.
Well, they say there's a billion galaxies and a billion stars and a billion this and a billion that. I'm sure whatever these FRBs are, we're not the only place that has them, So.
What if it's shit that we put out there and somehow it's reflecting back?
Right. It got sucked into a black hole and spit back out. Who knows?
Well,
good thing. Yeah, we're not scientists.
Talking about all that space makes me want to bring in the alien update.
Uh-oh.
Fast-looking alien! Where? Warning! Alien approaching! Warning! Biophysical experiments extremely dangerous for Earth people.
It's a pretty good robot. He's a little bit of an alien, too. But I think he's an alien robot. You could be an alien robot, right? Like, not all robots are domestic.
I computed the aliens. They are capable of sinister and dangerous acts.
You weird alien man!
Yeah, that stuff looks real good in pre-production, and I see I cut off the whole left side. What the hell, man?
Could be worse. No big deal.
All right, the reason why I want to talk about the alien update is there's Fat William Shatner,
wow,
90 years old.
Gun on him. Wow. I can't believe he's 90 though, man.
I can't believe they made him sit in the middle on the hump. Look at that picture. He looks like he's got a dude. That can't be healthy when you're 90 to be like, I got no room to talk, but
yeah, I'm totally with you. Luckily, I've been on the downside. I've lost a couple pounds the past couple of weeks, so it's good. But yeah, I can't believe he's 90 years old. What the hell? So if he's 90 now, so the 70s were 40 years ago. he was in his 40s when he was Captain Kirk. Wow.
No, I think those were actually made. Most of them were made in the late '60s, actually.
In the 60s?
And I don't think they really took off till the '70s.
Yeah, what do I know? So I guess he was in his 30s. I guess that makes sense.
The only reason I know that is the same guy that wrote that is the same guy that started at Scientology, I think.
Really? L. Ron Hubbard?
Yeah, I think so. Gene Roddenberry was involved with L. Ron Hubbard, I think.
Interesting.
I don't know. Google it, somebody. Let me know I'm wrong. I'm sure I'll get hate mail. That's Mike_Sofka at bothmikes.com.
Both mics.
Hey, this picture's courtesy of People because I couldn't edit out the word People on the top. The logo's still there. So, anyway, William Shatner, 90, stiff and sore is what he said he was after his historic Blue Origin space flight.
Yeah, it's.
Did you see the video footage of him, like, seconds after getting out of the capsule? He talks to Jeff Bezos. Did you see that?
Yeah, and like someone started crying or something.
Yeah. And then Bezos is like cutting them off so they could shoot champagne up in the air.
Right. Right. So yeah, I was actually kind of disappointed. I saw the. I don't think I saw it live. I saw a video of it taking off, and I was like, okay, that looks like a cartoon taking off, and it didn't look real. And yeah, then it came back down in a huge puff of smoke. And what does he expect if he got jostled like he's never been jostled before? So he's a little frail, I'm sure, at 90. Even though, God, I thought he was like 70. Really?
Well, the article I've been looking at was one on New York Post, nypost.com, and like the second or third or fourth picture down here is a big picture of him, and you could see somebody floating by him, like you could see a body, not the head, from that, like the body's coming past him, and he's looking out the window, but he turns back and he looks like he's got that look like, oh, I just shit my pants. He's got that look on his face. So I implore you to go look at this. I'll put this picture up on the Facebook page and on the site because it does look like a oops, I crap my pants moment. It really does.
Well, believe it or not, my wife was actually telling me earlier that he was interviewed by someone about going to the bathroom and what would happen if someone needed to. And he goes, well, depends.
There you go. Boom.
Right? Yeah.
Nice.
For some reason, I thought it was like a Elon Musk thing where they went around the planet a couple times. I didn't realize
it was just like a couple hours, if that, right?
They went up and then they came like right back down.
Right, like they were actually in the part where they could float or whatever around like 7-8 minutes, something like that, I think.
Yeah, which is lame in comparison. I hope it's like a lot cheaper than the SpaceX version.
He said Shatner goes on to say the actual feeling of weightlessness is indescribable. You're floating, and I don't want to turn to certain somersaults. I don't want to throw Skittles. I want to look out the window, he said, laughing at the incredible experience that overwhelmed him.
Yeah, he said it was black. It was black outside.
Did he really?
Yeah. I don't know what interview my wife saw, but that's what she said. Yeah, he said he looked at the window. It was black. Yeah.
Well, this is a picture of the Virgin Galactic.
Yeah.
That's our boy Branson's deal. Their stock or their investments or whatever you want to say, it's falling like a rock, like it's falling out of space or something, because they've delayed their first commercial flight already.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens.
Shares of the company fell 20% in pre-market trading to 19.15 as of 5:06 a.m. New York time.
Wow. Good time to buy, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because these guys got nothing but time and money and money and money. So.
Yeah. Yup. Nah, that's be a possibility. Almost like a ground floor investment type thing.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a barter here, and I'm going to barter this with our folks on our Alien Update because I've given them a ton of free publicity through my Alien Update. Every week, it's on YouTube, it's on Twitch, it's everywhere. So I'm giving these guys free publicity. I'm obviously contributing to their success. So what I'm proposing is, in exchange for us to be able to do a show in space, that we just continue to talk about these guys in the Alien Update until they send us to space. What do you think?
That'll work. That'll work.
Right. Go ahead and make that happen. I'll do this part. You get that going.
Depends.
I think it's a fair trade. I like it.
Yeah. We'll just. Whoa, where's that going? Yeah, we'll just tag them in the video on YouTube. That'll do it.
Nice.
So.
Oh, Richard Branson, you're killing me. All right, I do have to come right out of this. I do have something else. It's a bit too. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna do it now anyway. I'm gonna.
All right.
I got a new video for our new bit here.
Ooh.
Get off my lawn. Not in this lifetime, Sonny. Well, I think you're an overeducated 27-year-old version. There's a Mexican, a Jew, and a colored guy going to a bar. The bartender looks up and says, "Get the fuck out of here." Get off my lawn. Used to stack fucks like you 5 feet high in Korea. Use you for sandbags. Can't you people just leave me alone? Get off my lawn. You'd think the cold would keep all the idiots out. What are all you fish heads looking at anyway? Get off my lawn. You people are nuts. I knew you were a dipshit the first time I ever saw you. You're wrong, egg roll. I know exactly what I'm talking about. You're letting Click Clack Ding Dong and Charlie Chan just walk out with Miss What's-Her-Face. And you know why? Because you're a big fat pussy. Get off my lawn.
There we go. That's the end of it there. So that's a
Did he say get off my lawn?
Yeah, exactly. So here's my deal. You notice how I segued from the 90-year-old William Shatner to get off my lawn? I thought that was pretty funny. Do you think he's the get off my lawn guy in his neighborhood, or do you think he's the one that hands out candy, creepy like?
He's like, he goes to the sidewalk to get his newspaper and his boxer shorts and a robe that's wide open, kind of like shucking and jiving. Hey, how you doing? What's up? Hey,
wouldn't you?
Hey, Bob.
I mean, every time I turn around, he's on TV somewhere. He's still working, I guess.
Right? No, he was doing Priceline for the longest time.
So. Now he's doing some other thing like, and it's the past couple years. It's not very old. It's something like Weird Things or some crap like that on one of these National Geographic Science Channel things about weird occurrences. And they talk about ghosts. Yeah. They talk about UFOs. They talk about all crap like that. And he's in a studio for an hour and he shoots like 5 of these episodes. Yep. And then they patch the stories in and do it.
Yeah,
later.
he just does the voiceover and dub. And he was also doing a show with Terry Bradshaw, Henry Winkler, and I think Sherman Helmsley, or it was like a revolving cast of old guys that just like drove around the country and visited like the Cadillacs on Route 66 and went to different weird landmarks around the country and kind of a reality show. So that was a couple of years ago. I caught a couple episodes of it, and he was in that too. So he hasn't gone away.
I just think it was pretty cool to see a guy that you watched on TV that played a part where he was in space, that he now actually had an opportunity to go in space. I just think that's cool.
Yeah.
So however that went, and I think...
Depends.
I don't think he paid for it. I think Bezos invited him. I think that was brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he needed to. He's been taking a lot of slack from the other aliens as of late.
Actually, Musk congratulated him on that and thought how cool it was, yada yada. And I got something set up for next show with that. And that reminds me, if you're watching on twitch.tv/both mics, you can see us right after this show. We do another show live, and we'll put that in a can for a couple days. But anyway, you can join us live then. So anyway, the reason why I wanted to get off my lawn thing here again, was check this out. This guy has a problem with people cutting through his yard. He lives like on a corner.
Yep.
And people cut through his yard. So he's programmed his sprinkler system with motion detectors. So anytime somebody comes through his yard, the sprinklers come on. And as you can see in this picture here on YouTube or Facebook or wherever, there's a couple people starting to run through the sprinklers here. It's pretty funny stuff.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you?
Not as an adult. My childhood home in New Jersey, it was set up on a corner, and it was only 2 houses long on the block. But on the block lower, I lived on a hill, the lower block, there was a bunch of kids that lived on that street. So they would kind of cut down one street, cut through my backyard, cut through the neighbor's backyard, and onto their street. And they did it for, all of high school. Junior and senior high in Park Ridge was 6 years. So for 6 years, this group of kids would cut through the backyard. And yeah.
Well, I remember living in Central Florida, growing up, being in high school, and my parents had a house built somewhere else. The house we had was falling into a sinkhole, literally. And it wasn't like an overnight thing, but there was problems. So they said we could fill it in. We'd have to tear part of the house apart, all this. We built another house a couple miles away. So we built this other house. And if you're familiar with homes in Florida, a lot of the older homes will have like this drainage ditch in front of their house. At a lot of these housing communities now where they need that flow still, they do it underground. But a lot of places, it's in the backyard, and it'll connect, almost like a canal system, like from one neighborhood to another, kind of. And this way, when there's heavy rains, the runoff is designed to go out a certain way so the neighborhoods don't flood, because that's a big problem.
Yeah, well, and it was done before the mass system of sewers and runoff underwater. They just basically made not retention ponds, but drainage ditches, and what do they call them? Yeah, drainage. No. There's a specific name for them. Fuck, I can't remember.
So we get this house, and we're on the end of a cul-de-sac, and through my backyard on the other side of the drainage ditch, and there's some trees and stuff, is another neighborhood. It's a complete new neighborhood. Well, on our property line, there was a little bridge that went from over this type thing. It probably was about 12 feet across to get from one side of the drainage ditch to the other, but you didn't want to jump that. You didn't want to go get in the muddy part of it or anything. So this person took the time to build a bridge. Well, they built a bridge because that lot was vacant, and he just assumed ownership of that area because it was next to his house. It was my neighbor who built this bridge.
Ah, okay.
So I didn't think nothing. It's on our property. So one night it was late, and I had to go take the trash out or something like that, and I do that. And I thought I heard something around the side toward the back of the house where that bridge is. So I go, it's dark out, but it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night or whatever. So I go over by that area of our property where the bridge is, and all of a sudden I hear click, click, and there's a gun like right in my face. I mean, I could see down the barrel of the gun. That's when I was like, what the fuck is going on? And the guy goes, get off my property. I swear. And when he said that, I smelled a very strong whiskey odor on this guy.
Wow. And
I'm like, look, man, I live here. He goes, no, you don't. I was like, yeah, I live right here in this house. Watch. I said, put the fucking gun down. Put the gun down. And he put the gun down, and he went back to his house, and I went back to my house. And anyway, that's my get off my lawn story.
Was it the neighbor?
Yeah. He was apparently fucking really drunk, and he just saw me, a shadowy figure, by the bridge that he built that's on my property.
Right.
And he decided to go confront it.
I would have doused it with gas and freaking took a match to it.
No, because it came in handy sneaking out the house and stuff. No, it was useful. It was like a military thing. You got to decide whether the bridge is useful to you or not. We decided it was useful.
Right.
We're not going to blow up the bridge yet.
So if you used that bridge, was it to access like school or something, or downtown, a shortcut?
No, it was literally to sneak back in because, we're at the end of a cul-de-sac. You can see the headlights coming a mile away. But if we pull up to the neighborhood behind mine, you can't see or hear it, and I can just jot across the bridge, crack open the door, and, walk on it.
Understood. But
plus, I was like you. I had friends with the big cars, muscle cars, big, no exhaust type sound.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the radio. You could hear the freaking radio coming a mile away, too.
Yeah. Well, I told a story about my door that wouldn't close. I was slamming the door, and the neighbor eventually caught up with me and was telling me that, you're the guy who owns that car? But that same house, behind his house was a wooded area on another cul-de-sac, or that was a cul-de-sac, and the area was it wasn't deep enough to build a house. So there was like a little strip of forest, woods, and there was other houses on the cul-de-sac. And one day when we skipped school, we went to his house, and we didn't park in front of the house because we didn't want the neighbors to see. So we parked behind the house, cut through the woods and into his house. And next thing we know, the police are knocking at the door, thinking someone's robbing the house because the neighbors behind the house saw the car and saw us walk through the woods. So yeah, we had a visit from the police.
Nice.
So much for being sneaky and sly.
So as a youth, did you ever play mailbox baseball?
No, we went big time and used quarter sticks of dynamite. Those big farmer mailboxes that literally you can shove a 3-year-old in. Yeah, a quarter stick of dynamite would blow that across the street. God. I remember it. I don't know. It was around 4th of July, so it was obvious. We drove through the Holland Tunnel, and the Holland Tunnel, once you go into New York City, ends up on Canal Street, and that's the heart of Chinatown. And we would, you go into the traffic lights, and it'd be little kids, 12. Here I am, 14, and like 12-year-old kids on bicycles. And they'd be talking to you at the intersection. Hey, you looking for fireworks? You looking for this? You looking for that? You're like, yeah, we're looking for fireworks. So my ex-brother-in-law and I and his best friend and another guy followed this kid through Chinatown, and the kid was on a bike. And we pull into a parking lot behind a bunch of buildings, and there's a guy, I don't remember what nationality he was, but he had an old Impala. You ever see the trunk of an old Impala?
Yes.
You can probably fit a cord of wood or maybe 12 people laying down in the trunk. And he opened up the trunk, and it was just like everything you could possibly imagine.
Wow.
that you can't buy at a traditional fireworks store along Interstate 95 in Florida. And everything that went bang and boom and literally explosives that were the size of a can of dog food. It was that freaking big. And then we would go up towards like the Haverstraw area along the Hudson River, and we'd be blowing stuff off. And the cops came one time, and luckily we kept everything in the trunk, but we only kept certain stuff in the car. Because the cops come, they'll take the stuff that's in the car. They can't look in the trunk.
Really?
So because you can if you lose a little bit, it's okay. You keep the main stash hidden away. We're blowing off these whistling bottle rockets, and the cop, he doesn't come into the parking lot. He parks away and walks over, and we're blowing stuff off, and we see a guy walking over. Next thing we see the flashlight come up.
Yeah.
We're like, and he goes, you know what's down there? Because it was like a cliff. And we're like, we think it's railroad tracks in the Hudson River. And it's literally 2 a.m. And he goes, no, about 175 houses. And he goes, the phone lines are blowing up. So we're like, we're sorry.
We're under attack.
Yeah, we're under
attack. People putting mattresses and barricades.
Meteors coming through on my pillow.
Honey, get the backup gun.
Exactly. Yeah, no, God, my life was stories like that all through freaking high school.
Yeah.
But
see,
yeah,
if we did have video back then, we'd be in jail or something.
Yes,
but I'm thinking it might be worth a lot of money right now. It could be gold. I mean, shit.
Well, we could reenact my life.
Yeah,
driving through the Holland Tunnel to Chinatown to pick up illegal fireworks.
It's like it's like Jackass Live.
Yeah, exactly. And we have a BB gun in the car in the Holland Tunnel, and we're trying to shoot out the lights as we drive along.
Yeah, we have to shoot out the lights. I remember one night out with the guys drinking beers and stuff, and this one dude all of a sudden started running like back and forth across the street, and we were all just hanging out, and we're like, what's wrong? And he was like, serpentine, serpentine. He's running back and forth. I said, what is wrong? And he's like, the streetlights, they're shooting killer donuts at me. That's when I knew that I was done. Yeah. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Next. I thought he was running from an alligator or something.
No. He was just tripping.
Tripping.
Notice I said the old man version, tripping.
Yes. What's the new version?
I don't know. Hey, did you see this guy? Speaking of old guys and grumpy guys and stuff, you see this guy here? You heard about this guy? This is the new Gabby Petito Brian Laundrie thing.
Okay.
Yeah. This guy right here on the left, his name is Murdaugh. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I know it sounds like murder, and I know that's Murdaugh. And apparently he checked himself into a rehab facility because he knew there was a chance that he would get in trouble. He's being charged with taking insurance money in his maid's death. Now, this is out of Columbia, South Carolina. A prominent South Carolina lawyer, according to news.yahoo.com, has been charged with stealing insurance settlements meant for the sons of his late housekeeper that a lawsuit said total more than $4 million, state police said Thursday.
Damn.
Alex Murdaugh was arrested at a drug rehab facility in Orlando, Florida, where his attorney said he has spent the last 6 weeks since claiming he was shot in the head on the side of a lonely road near his home. Yada, 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 yada. The other guy in the picture is the guy that I think is wanted in connection with the murder of this maid. They did some further checking, and this Murdaugh guy and this guy have a connection. Back like in 2007, they were being investigated together for insurance fraud.
Wow.
I know. Yeah. This is a juicy read. I don't want to just sit here and read the whole thing. There's a lot of it, but this is going to be the new Gabby Petito Brian Laundrie thing. Watch.
Unreal. Like, I don't get it, man. I've done some stupid crap in my life, but like, how do you come up with the want? Like, let's kill my maid. I don't get it. I don't. You know what? Especially he's like by himself, living on his own. I'm sure he's single, right?
I don't know. He looks like
probably not. He looks like he's single. It looks like he should be single, and probably no kids. And what do you need to live if you're living on your own? You know. I don't know. Whatever, dude. It's stupid
one
ass.
One of his sons was killed as well.
One of his sons got killed?
I got to read this whole story. I got to get in juicy with this story here.
So it's possible he killed one of his own kids?
I don't want to say much more because I haven't really done the whole story. As soon as I heard there was a connection for insurance fraud like 15 years ago with the same two people who claim they don't know each other and claim that they don't know what's going on with the other one. Yeah, I'm going to read more of this. We're going to talk about this next week as well because I'm going to be all up in this case. I can tell. Remember? Do you remember back like Casey Anthony time? You would want to watch like every day to see what was going on, see if they found the kid and all that. No,
right? No, because I was single back then and didn't give a crap, and heavily medicated.
No, I thought it was enthralling. It was a type thing where.
It was, but yeah, I wasn't that into it.
Every day you wanted to know the latest development in the story, you know, and
I think OJ was more of a trial like that. I wanted to know everything that was going on.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, some people have the where were you when JFK got shot, or where were you when the Challenger, disaster happened?
Right.
And our generation got where were you when the OJ verdict was read?
I remember all that stuff. I remember where I was when the Challenger exploded. Hey, so I watched the complete Squid Games.
Okay, all of it?
It was 9 episodes. It was really good.
Okay.
I took away from it at the end that it's more of a social commentary. It's more of a thing on society today with elites and non-elites and
the haves and have-nots.
Yeah, and everybody else is just playing a game at the elites' benefit.
Right.
I really could read a bunch into it. It was pretty good. I enjoy. I would recommend it.
The trailer. I think once you mentioned it, I went and looked at the trailer. 2 minutes and 41 seconds, something like that, and it was the entire series dubbed subtitles?
It was, but it wasn't dubbed like a bad old kung fu movie. You know, it wasn't the guy going, and you hear the word no. You know, it wasn't his. He didn't say no, and his mouth moved 500 times.
Yeah.
You know,
But it was subtitles, right?
It what?
It was subtitles?
No, the trailer you probably saw was, but it wasn't subtitles. Yeah. There was subtitles where need be if somebody had a heavy accent or whatever.
Okay.
But you can program your Netflix to pick up. Amazon, all those services have a thing where before you watch something, you can click on subtitle. You can have subtitles. You can take them off. You can watch the version in another language. Oh,
wow. Yeah. Yeah. Now, you know, my wife is a extremely smart person and a little conservative as far as things. She, you know, junior high, elementary school, college, high school, all Catholic. So very, very conservative type person, and with the fact that she's with me is amazing. One, because of the crazy stuff I do, and the more she listens to this show, and the more things that I reveal that I've done in my life, she looks at me and she goes, "What the flip did I just do, marrying your dumbass?" I showed her.
Is that a direct quote, or?
Yes, so it seems. But she was asking about it. I go, yeah, I actually watched the trailer the other day, and I pulled it up on YouTube, and the whole first thing with the red light, green light.
Yeah.
That's the first part of the trailer.
Yeah.
And she was extremely disturbed by the whole thing, and it completely freaky. And you know, little by little, I'm chipping away at the I guess the wall she's put up about things that are completely out of control and bizarre. But she was, I wouldn't say disturbed, but she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe something like this exists." And it looks weird. So I'd see it, but I'm not gonna. I guess it's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah. I keep telling myself I'm gonna cancel Netflix because of political reasons and so forth, but they do have some good programming on there. I try to watch more stuff on Prime Video. I'm watching something new on, I think it's Netflix, maybe it's Prime, I think it's Netflix. It's called Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth?
Yeah, and it really caught me when I watched the trailer, because what happens is when, I'm sure everybody else knows but you, because you say you don't watch a lot of TV, right?
I try not to.
Okay. Well, you take your remote, and when you're clicking around, when you put the movie, it's like when you looked at the box at the on the VHS back in the day at what was the name of that? Blockbuster or something like that. You would take the DVD or the VHS off the shelf, and what would you do? You'd read the box, you'd turn the box over, you'd get it. Well, this is a live trailer. When you move on the picture of the movie, all of a sudden the trailer automatically starts kicking in, and I find that useful. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I started watching this trailer, and this Sweet Tooth is about some sort of disease or some sort of virus, like what we have now. But it also had a thing where at the same time period, and they don't know whether the virus came first or this other thing came first. And the other thing I'm talking about is hybrid children being born. And when I mean hybrid, they were hybrid of animals, like part deer, part bear, part dog, stuff like this.
That's bizarre.
I thought it was weird. The main character, the child in this, is the name Sweet Tooth. I'm not going to give too much away, but he looks like a cross between Nicky and Xander. He looks like a cross between those two.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, adorable little kid, and it looks like it's a short season type thing.
Right. Yeah, they've been doing a lot of the short season type things lately.
Well, that got me thinking the other night. You're always talking about your book / movie / book, whatever. That might be the way to go. They're buying up stuff now, left and right, all these streaming services. It's
right.
Just, you got to do it a certain way. Because I went to pitch an idea about a fantasy football show, and it was going to cost me maybe about 10, 12 grand to get seen. What I mean by that is you have to have like an entertainment type attorney to do all this negotiating. And then you can't just get anyone. You have to get certain ones. So that's going to cost you about $5,000 right up front. And then there's certain things you need to do and certain ways you need to do. It's not just, hey, I want to do a show about this, like they make it sound. It's not that way at all.
Right, right.
Hard. So anyway, you're a guy that's got like 10 grand pouring out of his pocket, so I figured I'd just tell you about that.
Yeah, not a problem. Checks in the mail.
Check this out.
Yes.
What do you think that is?
Well, I see golden arches underneath the sandwich, so I'm going to guess a Whopper.
No, it is a McDonald's type product. There,
it is McDonald's. Okay, I couldn't tell the golden arches.
According to NewYorkPost.com, McDonald's is rolling out the McPlant meatless burger at select U.S. restaurants.
Select.
So here's the select ones. I'll tell you right where they are. Starting November 3rd, McDonald's will roll the alternative meat patty in Irving, Texas, Carrollton, Texas, Cedar Falls, Iowa, Jennings, Louisiana, Lake Charles, Louisiana, El Segundo, California, and Manhattan Beach, California.
Really? I was thinking like Portland, you know, the one on Sand Lake Drive in Orlando, the fancy one where they bring your food to you, you know.
The meat-free patty is made from ingredients including... See, this is where they get you. Because if you're telling me these meatless products are made from plants, show me the plant. And when they you know, I want to see this burger tree that you got growing here. So they list some of the ingredients, but they don't tell you all the ingredients. And this is the problem for me.
Well, yeah, that's when they get you with like natural flavor. Well, yeah, natural.
Yeah.
Bat
what,
guano is a natural flavor.
In there? That's pretty natural, right?
The dog crap is a natural flavor.
The meat-free patty is made from ingredients including peas, rice, and potatoes, and it will be served on a sesame seed bun, lettuce, tomato, pickles, onions, mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard, and American cheese. Stop.
Looks like sliced hard-boiled egg on there,
Just stop right there. Because if you know anything about food, you know American cheese isn't really cheese. It's a food product.
Right.
So the guys that you're giving us this healthy or alternative with something that is one atom or half a molecule away from being plastic.
Right.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah. Is that really true? The whole margarine is a molecule from plastic or cheese? I don't know. Whatever.
We got a minute and a half left, so...
A minute and a half?
Yeah. One more thing I want to get to, because we have to get to it for our clicks. There she is, Gabby Petito.
Uh-oh.
They had the funeral service for her in the past week here, and they're still looking for Brian Laundrie, so...
Well, Dog the bounty hunter, Dog the racist bounty hunter, he's got him, right? He's hot on his tail?
Yeah.
What's that piece of crap doing?
Well, stick around for our next show here, because in 65, I'm going to reveal that I think I know where Brian Laundrie is.
Ooh.
So that's called a tease. And we got 50 seconds left. I'm going to skip shout-outs, and we're just going to roll the hell out of here. But if you're watching on twitch.tv/bothmics, stick around for 65. I'm going to reveal I think I know where Brian Laundrie is. Thanks for watching. Right, we'll see you next time.
Ciao.
Get off my lawn. Not in this lifetime, Sonny. Well, I think you're an overeducated 27-year-old virgin.